Hi, Mr. Amir. Thank you so much for joining this Impact interview today. I'm really excited to learn your valuable insights regarding the CCUS landscape in the MENA region. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yeah. So before we kick off our interview today, could you please help us briefly go through your professional journey and tell you what's your achievement or business career path?
Yes, it has been a fantastic journey. I've been in the energy industry now for 22 years. I started actually my career in the Middle East here in the region, and I was also working in Abu Dhabi for a number of years. Um, After that, I had the privilege to work in different roles in the United States, in Europe, and the UK and continental Europe. Then came back to the Middle East to have multiple roles in operations before again moving to the US. And now for the last few years, I've been part of SLB New Energy, the organization focused on decarbonization and helping our customer in their journey, towards net zero and towards basically decarbonization of their operations.
Thank you so much for sharing us with that. I think that's a really impressive career journey. So speaking of SLB, I think SLB has decades of experience in the surface engineering, digital solutions, and large-scale project execution. So how is SLB applying this expertise to advance CCUS adoption across different regions? And are there any specific project or innovations that really stand out in this industry?
Thank you. No, very good question. SLB is a technology company committed to the energy transition and committing basically to innovation to help balancing the planet between energy security and also decarbonization at the same time. We have developed a number of technologies that help first decarbonizing our own operations and our own services, and therefore helping our customers decarbonizing their own operation from the services and the products that we provide to them. And also as well, we have developed a set of technologies such as carbon capture and sequestration that help as well on the industrial decarbonization of other non-energy industries, hard to abate industries. And in this space, we're bringing both technologies on surface, on the carbon capture side, with our SLB Capturi joint venture with Aker Carbon Capture, as well as we're bringing expertise as well in subsurface storage, permanent storage of CO2. In this space, we have extensive experience, decades of experience in permanent storage of CO2, and we leverage our 100 years of experience in subsurface characterization to ensure that every site of CO2 storage is safe and it's properly monitored. And in this context, we are developing a monitoring, measurement, and verification program, which is a comprehensive program really to de-risk and optimize the cost of CO2 storage. So these are some of the aspects of how we are helping CCUS development and decarbonization of operations, both in the energy sector and also in other industrial sectors.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for sharing us with that. Speaking of the global business landscape, as we all know, the U.S. has seen significant momentum with actions such as Inflation Reduction Act, while MENA region is driving large-scale industrial CCUS project. So what are the key differences between those two markets, and how is SLB adapting its strategy to maximize the opportunities and overcome the challenges in each really important market?
Yes, both the US and the MENA regions have extensive opportunities in terms of decarbonization through multiple levers. CCUS is certainly an important lever in this industrial decarbonization. I think both the US and MENA share advantages in terms of the competitive cost of energy, with abundance basically of energy available from natural gas and from other sources as well, a diverse and a cost competitive environment. And that helps the economics of decarbonization projects, CCUS in particular. Also, the other, I would say, commonality and advantage of both regions is the abundance of geological storage for CO2. So being able to build storage hubs across the region and close to industrial clusters, optimizing as well the cost and the complexity of transport is an advantage in both regions as well. And therefore, the two regions as part also of a global focus that we have, are very interesting and represent really great opportunities for deployment of CCUS and contributing to the global industrial decarbonization.
Yes. So cost reduction is crucial to making CCUS commercially viable. So what innovations, whether in capture, efficiency, storage, or utilizations, are helping to bring the cost down? And how is SLB positioning itself at the forefront of these advancements?
Yeah, fantastic question. Definitely, I think cost is very important in addition to risk management when it comes to CCUS deployment. On the carbon capture side, which is typically the largest component in the levelized cost of capture and typically the highest capex as well involved, we are progressing on several fronts. First, on technology deployment with our SLB Capturi joint venture, as I mentioned earlier, we're leveraging the experience in Europe of multiple projects in multiple industries. One of the first carbon capture plant in the cement industry, one of the first as well in the waste to energy industry, and soon as well in the bioenergy industry, BECS. We're leveraging that experience and that expertise with unique technology and differentiated technology in terms of the cost of deployment and in terms as well of the environmental attribute to help also other projects across the world, in the US, in the MENA region, and in various other regions as well around the world. So that's on the carbon capture side, helping leveraging technology and experience and expertise in delivering project to reduce basically the cost and unlock carbon capture around the world. But also on the storage side, we're helping project de-risk and reach FID through our expertise in monitoring, measurement, and verification. As I mentioned earlier, we've been in the storage, CO2 storage space for decades now, and we have leveraged through our expertise, basically all of that experience to now define solutions, MMV solution, measurement, monitoring, and verification solution that help optimize, the risk of injecting CO2 underground versus the cost of doing so and the cost of monitoring for decades that injection of CO2 and also the monitoring of the site post-injection after the end of the operations as well. So these are two, I would say, important contributions, but there are also many others, including the integration of the entire value chain and being able to monitor and optimize the entire value chain of CCS on a given project.
Yes, cutting-edge innovations and technology are actually set to facilitate the project and making it a reality. So speaking of the project, as we all know, the really featured Jubel project is set to be one of the largest CCUS hubs in the world. So how does SLB's role in this project demonstrate the power of cross-sector collaborations? And what lessons can other CCUS initiatives take from this classic model?
Yeah, excellent. We're very proud to be part of the Jubail Hub project. I think it's one of the flagship projects in the world, definitely, and has the ambition to be one of the fastest, if not the fastest, basically from inception to operations. I think a good illustration and a good lesson we can take from the Jubail Hub so far is the role of partnership between leading companies in the industrial and the technology space. I think the companies came together in the case of Jubail Hub to bring their expertise, to bring their know-how, their capabilities, and work together as a team to deliver one of the largest CCS hubs in the world. I think that's a good lesson that can be replicated across the region and across the world as well in making the best-in-class companies for technology, for project execution, for different aspects as well of the CCUS value chain to come together and help delivering these complex projects and help delivering as well the commitment to operate and maintain these projects for the decades that it will require basically to store the CO2 safely and after the end of the injection to monitor the site post-closure as well.
Yes, this is how the CCUS supply chain got accelerated and scaling up. So when we are actually looking ahead as CCUS getting so much momentum, what do you see the most promising areas for the expansion of the next step, whether in industrial hubs or new storage technologies or CO2 utilization markets? And how does SLB plan to remain a leader in this space over the next decade?
I think the CCUS industrial deployment is accelerating. We're seeing basically a scale up across regions, across multiple industries as well. There are promising opportunities all across the world and in multiple industries as well. I think that in addition to the energy sector and the hard to abate industries, we're seeing as well the emergence of bioenergy with CCS, the emergence of other forms as well of monetization of CCS and of carbon capture. So all of that is very promising and provide as well diversity in terms of the projects and in terms of the opportunities to sequestrate the CO2 permanently. At the same time, geographically, there is interest all across the world, and there, I would say, developing frameworks for CCS deployment in various regions, not only in Europe and North America, where it has been established now for a number of years, but across the MENA region, across Asia, across Africa as well. We are seeing several initiatives and momentum building up around creating the ecosystem for CCUS deployment at scale. SLB is a technology company, and we will continue to innovate and we'll continue to help the deployment of CCUS through innovative technology first that help de-risking this project and reducing the cost. Also through execution capabilities by providing services and project management and integration. And as well now through Capturi with surface installation on the SLB on the capture side, on the capture front, and working with our industrial partners to create the adequate partnerships and the adequate consortium for each project that we are interested in. So it's very exciting time, and I would say the future is very encouraging, and I think that we will continue to play a leading role in the CCUS industry.
Thank you for all of your sharing, Mr. Amir. I think it couldn't be more clear that SLB is playing a more pivotal role in shaping the CCUS landscape by contributing to its cutting-edge innovations or technologies. And we look forward to witnessing the continued impact that SLB will have on the whole CCUS supply chain.